is going on? What is going on? It is a Tech Thursday of the Cleveland Terry Show. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. I'm tired. This whole dog thing. I guess you guys didn't know. I got a new dog. So this whole dog thing has been a lot. I'm not prepared. So I'm trying to set this thing properly here. Because I don't like when it moves. And it's not letting me do it from my home kit without having to go in. So, today I figured we'd talk about a couple of things that, has been going on. Specifically because I was not here last week because I went to Mex. Interesting day. Interesting week for me, to say the least, at Nex. I don't even know. Do I have any footage? Oh, it's on my small device. So, I don't really have anything to show you guys, but I can obviously talk about it because I think that's important. Hold on. Let's see if I can pull something up here. Nope, I got nothing. But I will explain. Rest in peace, headphone users. Mic is hot and distorting. Yes, it is. That's to check. This makes no sense. This makes no sense whatsoever. You don't understand. My mic is at 25% right now, my mic level. Guys, I can't change it up a bit. I haven't done anything to it. My mic levels are just going crazy. Hold on. Just hold on. Like no lot. You guys can stop saying even better now. The problem is not you guys. I appreciate that it's not distorting now, but my mic level is at 25% on my Rode Podcaster. It's not, I haven't changed anything. All I did was turn it on today. So I need to go see what's going on. That is so weird. Huh. So weird. These right into you guys. Yeah, I mean, literally, this is the most solid system that I have as far as, not making any changes ever. So it's weird that out of the blue, it's distorting. That's really weird. So I'm curious to know why the Tahoe. This is a PC. This is the only PC in my house. Hold on. Check. 222. 22. 22. Check. 1 2 1 2 1 2 2. 2 2 2. Interesting. Yeah. Not quite sure what's. That's amazing. Okay, well, we'll figure this out another time. We're not going to do the thing where we keep messing with things, and then I get people in the comments like, "Bro, I didn't come on here to watch you fix your system, bro. You should already have your system ready to go, bro. Bro, it's really unprofessional that you're here doing this free thing, and I have to endure. It's really unprofessional, bro." God. This isn't new, by the way. The things I'm repeating to you have been said because people have no lives. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. You know how I know people have no lives? When I go to forums like the rain, performance, like the rain forum on Facebook. The last comment that I saw, there's no caffeine in my coffee. It's just decaf. So it doesn't matter anyway if I drink it or if I don't drink it. The last post that I saw today says something along the lines of, I don't understand why anybody would want to use their computer with an all-in-one. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Who else? Who cares? Who cares what you feel? I don't know what it is about this world. And look, I am a social media person. I am literally online right now talking about stuff. So when I say this, I mean this. Nobody asked you for your opinion. If you don't like something, just don't like it. If you don't want to do something, just don't do it. But this whole, oh, there's a computer. So now why are you using a computer? It's an all-in-one. And when the Rain System 1 came out and people were like, oh, I like it because I don't have to bring my computer. There was all these people, bro, why do you have to, what's wrong with bringing a computer? It's really that hard to bring a computer? Like, I don't understand. This world is going to shit. Not everything needs to be so polarizing. Remember back in the day when you would just shut the fuck up? Like, remember back in the day? Like, you'd see something happen and you'd just be like, Like, you remember back in the day when you didn't have to tell everybody exactly how you felt all the time? I don't like this. I need to let people know that I don't like this. Remember? You just shut the fuck up. You say stuff like, it's none of my business. It ain't affecting me. God. Man, those were the days. There's a lot more light coming in because I have my windows open today. Not open, but my blinds are open. I don't always love this look, but it is what it is today. Let's change it up. So we're going to talk about the Mobile Entertainment Expo. We're gonna really talk about that today. And obviously, you guys know that the System 1 finally updated for Serato, which is fantastic. I actually used it over the weekend. I used it without Serato on Friday, and then I used it with Serato half of Saturday. It's interesting to me. It's interesting to me because they both work equally good as far as using your computer or as using the all-in-one. Now, there are some caveats to the all-in-one that I don't think anybody's even mentioned, so I'm going to hold that for my video because I'm going to go into it just kind of. I've been using it for a little while. I'm just going to talk about the things. Look, I don't have to go into super detail because it's been out. People have reviewed it. You know, Mojax has been, his videos have been fantastic and super thorough. So I'm going to go into it from a different perspective, which is what I think everybody should do anyway. If you have the opportunity, you know, go into it from a different perspective. But, I mean, overall, it is in general, I would say, the best controller out. Um, so I'm glad that virtual DJ has fluid beat grids. I mean, DJ has had fluid beat grids, so it didn't. I know how good beat grids can be. Didn't they do it a little differently though? Because I believe you don't have to use the sync to enable the fluid beat grids. I think they just run no matter what, which is cool. And I'm glad that VDJ got it. I hope Serato can come up with it at some point. Their lack of manpower is extremely frustrating, to say the least. Like, you have to really love Serato to kind of stick with them for all the stuff that's been going on. You have to really love them, and I do. I mean, they're near and dear to my heart, And there are some great things that Serato does. I never want to take away. People are always focusing on, well, they need to do this and they need to do that, and yeah, there's a lot of things they need to do, but there's a lot of things that they do also. I mean, look, I'm telling you, like Serato Studio, Serato Sample, their Hex plugin. If you're doing any type of music production, like they're doing some top-notch stuff. I mean, the fact that they came out with Serato Studio and it's as good as it is right now, and now with Slab, like it's dumb how good it is, and it's only getting better, and them kind of leveraging Slab. Not that I would ever take out Slab and use it as a controller for Serato, because I'm not that guy. That's just like one more piece of equipment that I have to like shuttle around. No thanks. If I can't do it with all the buttons that are on any one of my controllers, then I really shouldn't be using it at all. Now, again, if I'm 69 beats, somebody like that who's like constantly playing notes and chords and all that stuff, absolutely have at it. But I'm not that guy. So I'm fully okay with just using it for production. And for production, it has been a joy to work with. It pisses me off how good Serato Studio is, just from like a quick, I just want to do an edit. I just want to make a quick beat. I just want to, infuse this track with something. It is frustrating when I have every program known to man. Pro Tools, Logic's, Ableton, Suite, like I'm not just like Ableton Light or Ableton, that first, I'm in Suite. Like I'm up there. Like I've spent the money and I have an Ableton Push. Flip side and building. What's going on, fam? What's going on? Hey, do something about Chicago trying to leave. The Bears are a Chicago team. That's weird to me that they're even talking about leaving Chicago. It's the Bears. Anyway, Serato Studio, with the Slab integration is so good together. It's so good together. And the fact that they made it, like I said, I have Ableton. I have the Suite. I have Push 2. I actually was about to buy a Push 3 just because I really do like what Ableton does. But man, when I tell you that I keep defaulting to Serato Studio, I almost like am embarrassed, because it's a product that costs virtually nothing compared to like Ableton and Push and all the money that I've invested. It feels like I shouldn't be using it, but it's so easy. But yes, the stems are really, really good. I mean, the two best stems separators right now are Ableton and Logic. Sorry. Those are the two best stems. And they're just good. Why is it weird, Keith? Why is it weird? Because I don't want it. I don't want it. And the Rams are back where they're supposed to be, in LA. That's not a changeover. They're supposed to be in LA. When they left to St. Louis, that was the weird part. They're back in LA. The Raiders can go to the moon for all I care. The Raiders are an albatross on football. since I mean, a lot of you guys are older. You probably all watched Saturday Night Live. The Bears, like that was a big deal when we were growing up as kids. The Icky Shuffle. Is it Icky? Yeah, the Icky, yeah. Like back when I was a kid, we were just like, I'm from Los Angeles. And it wasn't Icky Shuffle. It was the Super Bowl Shuffle. Icky is Icky Woods, who played for the Bengals, right? Bengals? I think it was the Bengals. I can't remember exactly. Anyway, I believe it was the Bengals. Yeah, see, I'm nailing it. It just takes a minute. It's early. It's early for me. It's like 2:00 for you guys. It's early for me. Anyway, that was what we used to. That was our thing back in the day. And again, Rams fans, Raiders fans, Lakers fans. I mean, we never liked Boston. That was sacrilegious. But there were so many Bears fans when I was growing up. That Bears parka jacket, you guys remember the long parka jacket? Like that was it was the Bears jacket. It was the Philadelphia Eagles jacket and Orlando Magic. Those were like the three hottest jackets when I was growing up back in school. The three hottest jackets, those long starter jackets that cost a shit ton of money and my parents would never buy for me. Could not afford it. Hornets too. You're absolutely right, Joe Case. Definitely Hornets. And like that was it. That's what you wore. The Hornets, because the Hornets had the baby blue. So that's why I get it. All the girls love the Hornet stuff. Go Celtics. Every time I'm on this show, I could be like, man, I love when the weather's warm. B-boy be like, I love it when it's cold. Man, the sky's really blue today. You should see it when it's black. Like, damn, dog. Just let me have my space. Oh, man. Oh, New Jack City. Exactly. So today, I mean, like we could talk about the Rain System 1, but I am holding it for my review. And if it wasn't for the fact, I told you guys, everybody that's been here knows, I lost my dog a couple of weeks ago. Really unexpected, and he passed. So Sunday, we got a new dog. We got a new Boston Terrier. He's 4 months old. He is the sweetest, kindest, biggest asshole you'll ever know. I do love this dog so far, but oh my God, is he an asshole? Thank you, Flipside. Like, he's a great dog. He's totally smart. You can see it in his eyes. Like, he's going to be amazing. But right now, and the problem is anybody that's like me, and I'm not going to say it's a guy or girl thing, but I think it tends to fall on the guy. I've been the one to train all the dogs. So every time I'm trying to set these rules in place, and my wife and I are trying to share the duty, specifically because I was like, we already have one dog here. Why don't we just try the one dog thing for a while? He seems to be fine. He's totally chill. He goes with me everywhere. So we got the dog because she wanted the dog, and she's like, oh my God, he's running all around. He's doing this. I'm like, he's 4 months old. Oh my God, he's doing this. He's 4 months old. But he's 4 months old. I don't know why you're expecting, the other ones didn't do this. Yeah, they did. You didn't see it because I trained them. You're now experiencing a lot of these things, but I have to train them. They didn't start off perfect dogs. All of them had problems. And yeah. And to top it off, and we're only going to be a little bit with the dog thing, okay? Because we had a lot of time a couple weeks ago. But to top it off, the problem is, so my first dog was Bosley. I trained him from the start. Okay. When he got older, we got another dog, and Bosley basically, even though he was like blind, basically trained Bruin, the boxer. Then when Bosley died, we got BJ. BJ followed Bruin everywhere he went. That was like his favorite dog, literally like his favorite dog. And he trained him on everything. We barely had to train him. Then we got Bonsai. Bonsai followed BJ. But Bonsai is dumb. He's a sweetheart, but he's dumb. So he's like, I think he might be autistic. I mean, and I don't mean that like, I don't know if dogs can get autism, but I think he might have some serious psychological, some mental issues. Like I find him every so often just staring at a wall, like not staring at a wall, like is there something there, but like in his crate, like this. And not moving, just staring at a wall. And he'll just do that. He has this look on his face sometimes where it's like, are you there? Are you here? You here? So when we got, his name is Benny, short for Benito, because he is basically a bad bunny. And he doesn't do traditional normal dog things, a Bonsai. So I have to treat Benny like he's a single pet, because Bonsai is so dumb. It's very unfortunate. So he's made my work a little harder. They're crated right now. That was the thing. Like my wife, she's like, he's been doing all this, he's been doing all that, and I can't. And I'm like, why don't you just put him in the crate? Well, he's got to just put him in the crate. Like, well, I don't know if he wants that. No, you don't understand. Dogs need structure. If he's not doing something you like, put him in the crate and reset it. You know, he peed in the house and he pooped in the house. Well, are you watching him? Well, of course I'm watching him. But are you watching him? You know, are you sitting on the couch and he's off in the corner doing his other thing? You know, just yesterday, we've been a little tired. So we've been snapping at each other, and my younger daughter is being 13. And she's like, I took him outside. He went pee, and then he went poop, and then I brought him back inside. Oh no, he just pooped, and I brought him back inside, and he peed. And I'm like, well, you have to just you have to do it. You got to like take him out, put him on the grass, stand with him. If he tries to run away, you got to take him. You got to put him on the grass. You got to stand there. You got to keep repeating the same thing over and over and over and over again. Then finally, he'll do that thing. You congratulate him, and then you bring him back in, and then you feed him. And so she's like, I did all that. You don't understand. So what happens today? My wife had to leave early this morning. And she does morning duty. I do night duty, but she had to leave. So I was up with the dogs. I took the dog out, 7:45, took him out, put him down, said, go potty. He peed. I brought him back inside. I put him in the crate. I took my daughter to school. I came back home. I put his food down. I opened up the crate. He went in, ate his food, ate all his food. Right when he was done, I picked him up. I took him outside. I said, go potty, 47,000 times. Then he did. Who knew? Who knew that consistency is good for dogs? Anyway, so that's my problem right now. I'm fighting an uphill battle with my wife because she doesn't truly understand how important it is to be consistent. She doesn't understand. Like the dog's got the zoomies. He's running around the couch. I can't deal with him right now, so put him in the crate. But he's got the zoomies, right? Well, he's going crazy. He's got the zoomies. Don't you remember? We had our first dog. When we had carpet in the house. He would run around the table for an hour. An hour. Full speed. That's exactly what this dog is. Welcome to Boston Terriers. It's only our third one. Anyway. Okay. Well, that's funny, DG Media. First off, I don't know if you're kidding or not, so I'm going to assume that you're kidding because nobody that was serious would actually put that in writing anywhere. So I'm going to assume this is sarcasm. How do you not like dog shows? You literally have dog in your name. So I don't want to sound rude, but you don't have to be here. We were talking about my dog. It's the Cleveland Terry show, not the Cleveland Terry DJ show, not the Cleveland Terry paddle boat show. It's the Cleveland Terry show. I will decide what I want to talk about when I want to talk about it. Have a good day. So, back to Mex, which is where I was going. Back to Mex. Yeah, that's the thing. People actually like talking about life. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? You know? Anyway. Priyan Joni in the building. What's going on, fam? Good to see you. So, let's talk about Mex. Let's talk about Mex. Yeah, there is DJ talk here. On occasion. You know, instead of just saying I want to hear DJ stuff, if you have a question about DJ gear or something about DJing, ask the question. I can't read your mind. I don't know what you want to hear. I don't know what you want me to say. So until people start asking questions, why would you expect me to just randomly talk about DJ stuff? That's a boring ass show. It's boring to me and boring to you. Trust me. Mex. We don't need 8-inch jogs. We don't need 8-inch jogs. I mean, we're talking the degree of this much from the Rev 7. Do we really need a 1-inch more? Like, seriously. They'll probably come out with an 8-inch jog whenever they update it. They probably will. But I keep trying to understand why people can't be happy. Like, everybody's always trying, and I get it. Like, you get a piece of gear, you're like, oh, this is great. It would be better if, right? So I get those parts. It would be better if. But like, we're talking about 1 inch, you know? I mean, if it's 7 or 8, does it really make that much of a difference? You know what I'm saying? The Bump 01. Yes, I actually put it on my Instagram. So make sure you're following me on Instagram. Because they're supposed to be doing it second quarter. That was supposedly the idea. Second quarter. But I'm fine with the 7 inches. I really am. The Rev 7 is still to this day. Keep on track, CT, before your call time sneaks up on you. Keep on track with what? You guys, you know what show this is? Do you know? And by the way, Sobra, you have so many letters in your name that like your font is like this big. I got to put my glasses on just to read who said that. I don't get it. I don't personally get it. I think the Rev 7 is pretty much, give or take a couple of things, pretty much a perfect controller, especially for what it is and when it came out. The fact that it's still keeping up with all these other controllers, including the Rain Performer, including the Rain System 1, the fact that it's still keeping up tells you how good it is. You get what I'm saying? It tells you how good it is. So I don't have anything bad to say about the Rev 7. You know, in the future of the Rev 7, I mean, a lot of the things that the Rev 7 has on there, all they have to do is just be renamed and default. You know, people wanted their stem buttons up top. You can do your stem buttons up top, but the next one will probably just have that dedicated thing, you know? The buttons in the middle, I still prefer the buttons in the middle. That's just a preference thing. I prefer it to look more like a traditional mixer. Even with the Rain System 1 being as good as it is, I still prefer the buttons in the middle. Now, that doesn't take away what my love for the System 1. Not at all. But I still prefer the buttons in the middle. Had they come out with the buttons in the middle, I'd be like, yep. But that's Rain is resigned to have the buttons on the side, and that is what it is, and that is okay. But overall, it's a great time to be a DJ. It's a great time to be a DJ. Okay, so next is going to be a really fast conversation because I don't understand how you could even call it. Well, I mean, it's still a mobile entertainment expo. When I tell you that I had more fun driving to Vegas because we had just hit a snowstorm, and my drive to Vegas was like a snowy wonderland. Like, that was better to me than the Entertainment Expo. Okay? That's how bad. When I tell you that I didn't even go to the expo until Wednesday. Okay? It started on Tuesday. So you got Tuesday, all sessions. And then that evening, they open up the convention floor from like 5 to 9. And then Wednesday, the convention floor opens up, I think at like 10 o'clock, and it goes to about 5. And then obviously they have their speaking engagements and everything. I didn't get to Vegas. I left my house at, I think, 10:30 or 11 o'clock. 10:30 or 11 o'clock. It takes roughly 4 to 5 hours to get to Vegas from where I live in California. Okay, so no big deal. I mean, normally I can do that drive without stopping, and I did do that drive without stopping. So I got there at like 2:30, 3 o'clock, somewhere around there. So it's already interesting because it's at South Point Casino, which is not actually it's not downtown. It's like outside of downtown, which is actually better because it makes the drive shorter. Okay. It's just farther off from if you wanted to go to like Vegas part. So I go through and I check into my room first. At least it was cheap. Okay. The rooms were cheap. And then you have to walk towards the back of the casino where like the board rooms are. And I get up to the elevators and I start going up the elevators. It's coming down. I see a guy that I know from out here, Joe Heck, and he's coming down. I'm going up. I get up to the front, and normally at Mex, there are the showroom floor. There's multiple doors to get into Mex. Okay. When you come off the escalator, there's like a door right in front. There's always a DJ. It's like using a toad booth. Oh, always right by the door. And then off to the side, you have more doors because it is a DJ and a photo booth expo. Okay? DJ, photo booth expo. There's always a door over here. You walk in, you go straight into the DJ area. Then there's a door over here that you go into, and you go right into the photo booth area. Strangely enough, there was no door to the DJ area. There was only one entrance, and that was like the main entrance. Okay? You go into the entrance, it takes you right in, and you're in the photo booth side of the floor. So, photo booth side, packed. There were some presentations going on, which I'd never seen before. And, so it kind of felt a little like NAMM, where people were doing, like interviews and all that stuff. And they had 30 people with chairs or standing around there while they were talking about this new exciting photo booth thing. And, yes, I did see B-Boy Mac there too. Yes, I did. He had all his stuff on. So I start my walk. I'll just check out the photo booth area. Start walking around. Looks great. It looks great. Lots of shit happening. Okay. I walked past Danny Max's booth. His area was humongous, as it typically is. And prior to this year and every year, leading into the DJ area, there's a soft wall. So if you imagine a big ass ballroom, right? And you got soft walls every, I don't know, probably 100 feet, maybe somewhere around there. So you got soft walls on every one of them. The photo booth one, soft walls have always been wide open. DJ side, they always do this kind of half open, floating wall. So then I walk around the floating wall past the Danny Max area. And when I tell you it was a ghost town, it was a ghost town. There was nothing happening. Nothing. Now there was, I walked around, I got in there, and who was in the front? First booth. Oh, it wasn't even like anything. It was like one of those, it was like an advertisement booth thing. And then, normally you expect to see, usually J-Maz is there. Beat. Am I drawing a blank? Not Beat. Jetpack is typically there. Pioneer is always there in some capacity. Who else is there? Usually Color Key. Used to be Chauvet. Anyway, there were all those things, okay? There was nothing there. So Hollywood DJ was there, and Hollywood DJ was representing Chauvet lighting, rock and roller, carts, and they had their hand in one more, but I can't remember what it was. And then you had Color Key, who had teamed up with Alpha Theta. Yes, teamed up with Alpha Theta. So you had some Alpha Theta products, and then you had your Color Key lights. QSC. Okay, thank you. Yeah, that was Hollywood DJ. Had QSC too. And then as you looked past the Color Key Alpha Theta, there's legitimately a booth for Marquee Conference, the one that's always in June. There's a booth for it, trying to sell the conference. By the way, Marquee is no longer just a DJ conference. Now Marquee is a photo booth and DJ conference. Remember, last year nobody went to Marquee. I don't have all the gossip, but there was a lot of drama between Marquee and several high-profile DJs, and it turned them off. Apparently, there's some drama. I've never been to Marquee, so I can't really speak on it. But DJ Kova went to Marquee, and he said there was like 6 people there. 6 people at Marquee. There's a problem. Okay. There's a problem. First off, Mex had performances. The performances are actually good this year. Shani did a good job with the people and the lineup. I didn't stay to the complete end of the night. I stayed until half of Even Stevens' set, and I was just tired. I'm like, I'm going to bed. But everybody was there. Even Steven, DJ Mad, Shani performed. I always forget the black guy's name that opened the room. Who else? There was somebody else. Matt, Even Steven. Because those were the 2 that I really wanted to see. There was somebody else. I can't remember. Anyway, it was a good lineup. It was a very good lineup. And the people. Oh, Audio One. Duh. Audio One ripped it as he always does. So it was just a good time as far as that's concerned, which leads me to what I believe should happen from now on. Okay. So instead of I'll stop. I'll come right back to that. So let's get back to I'm talking to like Rachel, DJ Rachel. I'm talking to people and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Like, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. And I said this out loud because I meant it. Obviously I don't typically pay to get into conferences. Okay. Perk of being social media person. Okay. So I don't really pay. And I said out loud, if I had to pay for this, because I believe the tickets for the conference and speakers, and I mean talking people, those, I believe it's around either $300 and change or $400 for it, and plus you got to get your room and you got to travel there and all that stuff. So let's say you're coming from, East Coast. You book your flight, maybe that costs you $300 to $500. You gotta get your hotel. That's give or take $130 a night. So what are you paying there? $130, $260, $390. So you're paying $400. So maybe your travel and your stay costs you somewhere, and Uber costs you $800 to $1,000. Okay. Plus your ticket in. So, and then you got to eat. So now you're spending $1,500, $1,800, for the week, for the 3 days. I would be pissed off. I was pissed even knowing how much they charge to get in. Now, granted, if you are a photo booth person, if you're going there for photo booth, it's Disneyland. You're getting all the hookups, right? All the stuff. Very impressive. If you are going for the photo booth. But if you are a DJ, it's a slap in the face. And I mean that. I cannot recommend anybody go to Mex at any point from now on. It has progressively gotten worse since 2021 or 22, whenever they opened up again. Because what is it? We're 26. So this is the fourth year. I've gone every year. First year had potential. It was good. All the performances, the parties were fun. Like, everything was good, but it was still a little light. And we just said, you know what? It's light, but there's potential here. I can only imagine what it's going to be next year. Right. And then we got to next year and there were a little bit of improvements, a little bit, not like a simple improvement. Turn the damn lights off. Turn the lights off in the DJ areas. I mean, it really does get in the way. We're not photo booth people. Turn the lights off. And they did it before. Then the third year, I was like, I don't know about this. Like, legitimately, like, it's not getting any better. Now that everything's questionable, do I want to come back? I was questioning last year because I got there on like Tuesday, whatever the first day was. I was there that day and I wanted to leave by the next evening. I was done. I had seen it all. Now you go there this year and it took me 30 seconds to see the DJ area. 30 seconds. And then I was done. 30 seconds. 4.5 hours to get there. 4.5 to 5 hours to get home. 30 seconds. I couldn't even shoot anything. There was nothing to shoot. Like, anytime you go to these conventions and you travel more to the back, and that's what kind of what Mixed Master G was talking about at NAMM. You go farther back and you start to see either all the space that they've hidden away or all the just real basic vendors that are like, oh, I'm going to try my way into NAMM and hopefully I can get some sales. Nobody goes back there. Nobody goes all the way back there. If they do, they're just looking for the bars or food or a bathroom, but nobody really goes back there. It's kind of a waste. So I'm to see that the back of Nam was better than Mex is very disheartening. Now, I've said this before as far as like Atlantic City for the DJ Expo. No DJ walk past the AT booth, and yeah, exactly. Yeah. Even with the Expo, which I consider to be East Coast Nam, but like East Coast baby Nam, right? I didn't start going to that until after the pandemic too, and the first year, oh, that was great. It was great all the way up until even the 50th. Although the 50th, the 50th was good. The year after, it's been declining. So guest visits have been declining overall across the board. NAM is experiencing it. Last year, there was a lot of creative spacing at the DJ Expo, just like there was creative spacing at NAM this year. There are declining visits. Okay, people are just not going out like they were before. Like, it is what it is, right? Having said that, you don't have to make it in a way that you're just like, I guess it just sucks now. We're not going to put any money into it. We're not going to put any thought into it. It's just nobody's coming anymore. Like, you can't do that. You can't do that because people still want to come. I think the problem is you're not providing people with anything new. You're not giving them anything new. Over the years now, at pretty much all the conferences, I've seen, the same vendors, which is to be expected. You go to NAM, Alpha Theta has the big ass DJ anchor, and everything revolves around Alpha Theta. Okay, everything. People can talk and say, "Oh, well, it's Alpha Theta." They're the anchor. They're the tent pole. And then everything else floats around them. So, like, if Alpha Theta were to back out of NAM, it would feel weird. It would feel really, really weird. Although I will say that it's good to have Rain back, and it's good to have In Music back. I think they had the most productive booth at NAM in general. Like, all the products, because remember, they don't just do Rain, they also do MPCs, and they had a new MPC out, they had a new System 1 out, they had performances like Teddy Riley, they had a whole bunch of guest DJs. Like it was impressive. It was impressive. I can't lie. This was their best outing. It was their best outing in many, many years. Okay. But back to Mex. So Ben Stowe did a presentation at Mex, and essentially, and I haven't seen it yet, but I spoke to him about it because he wanted to run some things by me before, as he was kind of creating a slideshow. And he told me what he was talking about, and he's like, I'm a little worried, it's gonna piss some people off, because his whole thing was like, the DJ industry is dying and it's your fault. Okay. And by the time I got there were people angry at him because he shared an opinion that people didn't like. They didn't like it. And I've said this before. I'll say it again. We are in a really bad situation. Countrywide. Okay. All right. But specifically the ability to get anything you want, anytime, anywhere, for cheaper by going overseas, it was hurting us before, and when I say us, I'm talking about the industry, not the people. Okay. It was hurting us before. Now it's really hurting us. Okay. Look, I buy overseas all the time. Okay. People, all you DJs out there that love your both lighting, that's overseas. It's, it is what it is. Okay. But you guys, we are all contributing to this. Okay. So the writing was on the wall before when Chauvet stopped showing up because they were like, why would I show up? People just steal our ideas and then they come out with a cheaper product. I was online just recently. I'm saying that like that's a special thing. I was online just recently. You know what? We'll do this. We got way too much stuff here. I gotta see. Okay, and while I'm doing this, I will answer. PJ had a question. Okay. Where did it go? Okay. Do you think DJ conventions need to expand to have attractions for other types of DJs as well as younger DJs? Some have said certain shows feel like a retreat for cliquey DJ mobile veterans. So this is a very good question. And it is cliquey, I think it's obvious. Most of us go to these things, not necessarily for the product testing, but just to connect with people that are on different coasts or that we don't see too often. And people always show up and, we get to see our favorite DJs do their thing. So it is cliquey. There isn't enough education for young people and young DJs. I see, somebody was there. I don't remember his name, but a guy came up to me and he was like, "Hey man, and we've talked before. He's like, I follow your station, I follow your channel and all that stuff. Hey, here's my son. He's blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Oh, sweet." And I just started talking to him for a little bit. We took a couple of pictures during the show. And I was thinking, I'm like, you took your kid here, to have a moment. You know what I mean? Like, "Hey son, let me show you my love. And let's see if you have the same love for it. Come with me. I'm going to show you all this really cool stuff." And then you get to the expo and there's 3 vendors. Kids probably like, "Wow, Dad, this is great. Thanks for bringing me." It was just, it's embarrassing. Now, of course, you go to NAMM, there's not a single person, even in the way NAMM is right now, there's not a single person that goes to NAMM for the first time and says, "It was okay." Nobody says that. NAMM feels massive. No matter if you believe it or not, it feels massive. I feel like we need more panels to talk to the young people. We need to start incorporating things that the young people do. We need to get off our high horse and stop acting like what we know is it, like my way or the highway type stuff. We need to get away from that. But it's hard when DJs are dicks. And I'm trying to say that in the nicest possible way. But in general, DJs are dicks. They don't want to share. They don't want to, everything is like walled gardens and gatekeeping. And I can say that because I experience it. I don't experience it personally, but people talk to me, obviously, and I see what happens. And then you go on the forums and you go on the chat rooms and everybody's just bitter. It's not a good place right now. So yeah, having education for kids. I mean, think about this. Think about the kids right now. And like the only kids we ever see now is because they had a DJ dad and they know how to do maybe they've learned turntables and like, oh, wow, look at this 6-year-old doing amazing stuff. Oh, wow, look at that 12-year-old doing it. Like, but it's not just like, wow, look at this amazing DJ. God, I cannot believe that his knowledge of music at 10 years old. Oh my God, that blend was phenomenal. You know what I mean? It's either a spectacle or it's nothing. And that's because we aren't doing a good job educating. We are doing a good job making it appealing to the younger generation. Like, look, I did not like when that kid was like, stop scratching. We hate that in the club. Like we all took it some kind of way, but you can't say that he's wrong because of an opinion. We disagree, but people are like, I don't know. Again, I'm getting older, and maybe I'm taking a step back because, like, I just feel different now. I just feel different now. Like, you do what you do. You do what you do, and you let the other people do what they do. But remember what I was saying in earlier on? People don't allow you to have a different opinion now. If your opinion is different than theirs, somebody's got to be right and wrong. There's no nuance. There's no gray area. It's weird considering DJs consider themselves artists. And when you're dealing with artists, it's all subjective. All of it. Keith says DJs need to go to the club, stop going to the club, holding up the wall, and just have fun. Okay, look, I agree with you. However, my body won't allow me to let loose until you have proven your musical knowledge. If you give me a song and it's good, I'm like, I love this song. But what's the next song? Because it takes me 3 or 4 songs to be like, I'm ready to go do my thing. So if the first one's good and the second one's trash, you're probably not getting me to the dance floor. And that's the same thing. It doesn't matter. That could be anybody. That's just the way I work. Then stay home. You see, Keith? That is that 2026 energy right there. Then stay home. That's the same kind of energy. Okay? And Keith and I we're having a conversation. That is the same situation when people say, how much do you tip at a restaurant? And people are like, I don't tip more than 15%. I don't think I need to. I don't need to pay for their wage. I'm there. I'm already spending enough money on the food. So no, I give them 15%. People are like, you need to give 20, at least 20, even 30 sometimes. I tip 50, blah, 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 right? And people are like, well, I don't agree with that. I tip 15. Then people are like, if you can't afford to go out and eat and tip your waiter or waitress properly, then stay home. So that's a trigger for me. That is an absolute trigger for me because I think that's bullshit. If you want to go out and do your thing, hey, if the DJ wants to stand on the wall, stand on the wall. Stand on the wall. There are people who aren't DJs that go to clubs and stand on the walls. Our idea of what fun is can be completely different than what somebody else's idea of fun is. And if somebody wants to stand on the wall and they're like, I just love feeling the music. I'm in here. I got a drink in my hand. I'm just feeling my music and I'm just appreciating what that DJ is doing, but I don't dance. You get what I'm saying? Like I don't tell people how to do it. If you want to just stand there, stand there. If you're appreciating, you're appreciating. If you're just like this, or you're, doing things, if you're in the club, you're in the club. You got there, you did your thing. So, but what if the waiter was horrible? Well, yeah, that's a whole other animal. That's a whole other animal that we could get into. I feel like you tip however you want to tip. Like I tip for pickups, but my wife doesn't tip for pickups, but I still tip for pickups. I don't tip the 20%. Typically I do 10% on a pickup versus the 20% if they're waiting on me. But everybody's different, and I don't judge people like that. I don't judge people for what they do. Again, give them a decent wage. Give them a decent wage. The margins were fine. You're being greedy. The restaurant's being greedy. They're taking advantage of the system. Well, if we raise the prices, if we give the people a livable wage, then we're going to have to raise prices and nobody's going to be able to afford it. Yeah. Is that what the case is? Or maybe you've just been living so long in this high price, low pay situation that if you have to raise the prices, now your executives can't get their bonuses. They can't make their money. Because I guarantee you, if you were just starting out as a restaurant, you could be scalable and it wouldn't be an issue. But once you've already been successful at doing it a certain way, it's hard to scale. It's hard to just change it up. It's like a big ass, ocean liner. You can't just turn on a dime. It takes a while. So they just don't want to. They don't want to. They don't want to. The whole point of us being responsible for providing them a living wage, and they use that as an example, is crazy to me. Like people telling me to stay home because I'm like, I don't think I should have to tip you 20, 30% sometimes. I'm fine with 15 and then stay home. Bro, I didn't force you into this job. You took this job. Just like the Uber guy. Just like the Uber guy that picked up my Uber delivery and said, I can't go here because it's going to take too long and it's going to cost more money to go there. I can't go for this rate. I need you to give me a tip. It's the same thing. Nobody forced you to take these jobs. I'm not being insensitive. I'm just stating the facts. Nobody is forcing you to take these jobs. And you don't have to stay in these jobs. So to each their own. I can't do it. I can't do it. But back to the conferences. It's absolutely true. You can't expect for conferences to remain successful if the people that are coming in either get too old or they die or they move away or whatnot, and they just stop coming, but you've never done anything to bring in the youth. I mean, you're pretty much only guaranteeing, at this rate, you're guaranteeing 40 years, maybe that. But every year, you're going to lose people. Every year, people are going to stop coming. Every year, you don't change things up, it's not going to matter. You got to get the kids in. You got to get the kids in. So, first off, most of the youth, mixed master G, as he's saying that the youth even want to go to the conference. First off, most of these kids can't even afford to go to the conferences because they're too damn expensive. Matt Dodge in the building. Hey, I was way older than you when I went to my first DJX. So, Hey, you're never too old. Do the kids think we are just not cool? All right. I'll say something because my son thinks I'm cool. I know this to be facts. Okay. But if I were a kid and all you ever did was tell me how crappy my generation is, how crappy my work ethic is, and how what I'm doing is not DJing, or what I'm doing is not making music, or what I'm doing is not real rap, why would you come? If I spend all my time hating on everything you do, why would I come? Why would I even listen to you? You don't respect anything that I'm doing. Why should I respect you? So the answer is, yeah, a lot of these kids don't think we're cool. A lot of these kids don't like how we make them feel. What are you expecting? You got to respect them. You have to respect them. Now, I'm not saying that it's all good, because it's not all good. It's not all good. But I can make that same argument for a whole bunch of 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds. There's talent. You just got to look for it. But we're just like, no. You know, like, okay, look, I DJing, scratching, battles, I think it's all very important. And I think if you really do want to be a good DJ, you should learn how to scratch. Not even have to be like amazing, you know, but you should learn how to scratch because it helps your timing. I mean, that's it. Dropping on the one, baby scratch, whatever, helps your timing. So I recommend people to scratch, not because show me, you know, how cool you are, but no, it helps your timing when you drop beats in. You know, that's the main part for me. But we're like, as a culture, well, you don't scratch, so I don't respect you. Oh, you're just an EDM guy. Well, I mean, I think that's why we got the pushback. We got the pushback because all we did was talk shit for years. EDM guys, is that even DJing? Oh, you got your preset recorded thing. He's not a real DJ. He's a producer. He's like all of these things. We did all of this to ourselves. So they finally clapped back like, I hate scratching. I hate when they scratch at the clubs. How dare you? We've spent years telling them that they weren't shit. They say one thing and we flip out. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real, guys. I think, you know, the older you get, the more your perspective changes. You know, it does change. And don't get me wrong. Look, first off, I have done EDM clubs. I've done, you know, lounges and all these things. And I'm going to tell you this right now. There has been several occasions when I've been doing a set and it's solid. And then the other DJ comes in and every song is like more and more people just coming in, just bangers after bangers. Now, is it stuff that I like? Not necessarily, but it's resonating with the people that are there. And that's the only thing, that's what makes you a good DJ. Okay? You know, not how technical you are, but it's important. But how and what you play for these crowds. And if they're just bodying it every single time and everybody's on the floor and everybody's dancing and you're like, oh, I can't stand this music. How are they even into this? Blah, blah, blah. And everybody's going off. They win. They win. Then they're DJs. Curation is just as important as your technical skills. And if they're curating for that evening, and every song they're playing, the crowd loves, they're DJs. Not a single scratch happens. They're probably using sync. That might be pre-recorded. But they got people on the floor. And that's what we want. That's what all DJs want. You see how it's funny? It's kind of like this whole Democrats versus Republicans, and there's always this hate on both sides. And when it all comes down to it, what do we want? We just want our kids to be safe. DJs, what do we want? We just want the people to dance. We just want the people to dance. That's the commonality right there. That's what we need to look at. So yeah, when you see a DJ, when you see a female DJ, oh my God, a female DJ, spinning, and you're like, well, she doesn't really DJ, and it's just she's playing all the stuff she's using singing, she's not really scratching, and all she's doing is waving her hands. Are the people dancing? Is the songs that she decided to play working for the crowd? That's it. So, like I said, I'm beyond it. Now, having said that, if I walk into a club and the DJ's trash, period, and nobody's dancing and they're train wrecking and they're doing all the things, I don't care what they are. EDM, hip hop, they could be the best scratcher in the world. And if they're train wrecking, it does not matter. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, just be solid at what you're doing. I don't need to see either one of them as far as like scratching versus, dancing on the DJ booth. But we need to get out of our own heads. We need to stop, or else we are going to be the damn dinosaurs. It's already bad with AI. AI is just taking over the world. So, the only thing, and don't get me wrong, we DJs, we scratch DJs, performance DJs, all the things, put it under the line. It's very interesting to me because we all suffer from the same thing. We all suffer from the same things. We start DJing, and then some other DJs show up, and all of a sudden, we're fucking scratch bastard all of a sudden. We're Cubert. We're just like, look at me. Look what I can do. Look what I can do. Whole floor empty. One of the things that has been bothering me about a lot of these conferences is a lot of the performances that I've seen overall. I'm talking in general. A lot of the performances are like battle performances. They're tech performances, right? They're not music performances. So you go to Expo, you go to Mobile Entertainment, you go to Atlantic City, and they have like actual party nights, right? Party nights, which means there's a shit ton of people all in a room. And for whatever reason, most of them don't want to just play dance music. I gotta show all these other DJs how good I am. Show me how good you are by getting everybody dancing. Like, show me that part. I don't need to see all of your beat juggles and your amazing scratching. I know you're dope. Get everybody dancing. Now, if it is a performance thing, that's different. But even people like Scratch Bastard knows that dancing is just as important as the performance. I've always considered myself a rhythm guitarist. I never mastered the craft of, soloing. Never. But I'm always good with the rhythm guitar. And that's always how I've been. Get the people moving. So when I go to these conferences, I'm like, just play for the crowd, especially like at Mobile Entertainment Expo, because it is, well, now it's like 95% photo booth people and like 5% DJs. So if they're going to the nightclub, you know, for the big party, they don't want to see you just showing off. They want to dance. They want to be on the dance floor having a great time. So PJ's right. Obviously, you know, if there is a room full of DJs, but typically speaking, I mean, at the expo, there's always girls there. At the mobile, at Atlantic City DJ Expo, there's always girls there. The Mobile Entertainment Expo, it's probably like 70-30 girls to boys. NAMM is really the only one where you're really being a showcase DJ. Like NAMM's the only one. And there is no dancing part. Now, again, NAMM always has the DJ nights. Okay. So one night was, it was a little different this time because the the Rain System one was like really being showcased at a lot of these things, and like the beat source one, they were all doing their thing. But other club, can't think of the other club. Oh, the one that's down at the Garden Walk, by the House of Blues. They always have their club there, and it was the same thing. It was like all these DJs just showing off, and I'm just like, oh my God, can you just? I don't need you to show off. Okay, I really don't. I want to hear some shit I've never heard before. I want to hear your curation. Like anytime I go to these places, I'm like, look, you don't have to play the radio shit. I want to hear what you play when nobody's watching you. That's what I want to hear. Give me that part. Because that's you. That's really you. That one. I wasn't trying, you know. No, I'm playing. Somebody was saying online, they were like, DJs, need to stop cutting the music short and play the whole songs and blah, blah, blah. And DJs need to play what I'm here to hear, to hear you play. I'm here to hear the songs you want to curate. And I'm thinking, okay, first off, it's usually only older people that say that. You never see a young person say, hey, can you play the song a little longer? Unless it's like EDM. Like they're the only ones. I mean, probably because their songs are about a minute and a half now. Every song is about a minute and a half. So that makes sense. But the only people that want the DJ to even curate and give is older people. But the problem is, the reality of it is, every time you try to give somebody something that they've never heard before, they don't know what to do. And maybe I'm in a different place, but play a song that you like that hasn't been on the radio, but it's dope as hell. Just play a song at one of your parties. Watch everybody stop and look at you. Just stop and look at you when you give them something they've never heard before. Remember how it used to be, though? When that DJ would drop that one song and you'd stop and look at the DJ because you're like, what is this masterpiece? What is this? You start getting closer and closer to the DJ, trying to look at the record. Like, what are you playing? I have never heard this before. That doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work. Now, I hear this all the time. And I don't disagree, but I also think it's far-fetched. Okay. And it's very possible. It can happen. Okay. But there's this whole DJs need to just create their own clubs and then have the people, come to it and then just do the thing. And I'm like, look, okay, there's few and far between of those really like exotic clubs where you can just do your thing. You get what I'm saying? It's really, really hard to do that. because the world today is different. People are doom scrollers. Okay? They're doom scrollers. They're being dictated by the algorithm what they should be watching, what they should be listening to. You know, they open up their Spotify, they open up their Apple Music, they turn on a song, and then next thing you know, Spotify is recommending the next song. Apple Music is recommending the next song. Tidal is recommending the next song. And then they say, I like it, I don't like it. But people aren't like digging. So think about it that way. Everybody just wants to do and feel and see and hear what they're used to. Nobody wants you to try new things on them. So all these people that are always like, I just wish, even we say this as DJs, I wish you try new things. The clubs don't want that. The clubs don't want that. It would be nice if they did, but nobody wants that. And all of these people that are always like, I'm so sick of going to the clubs and seeing these DJs play the same stuff over and over again, then stop making us play the same stuff over and over again. Because every time we try to change, you look at us like we're crazy. We want to come back. And there's B-Boy Mac, don't play at the clubs. I don't play at the clubs all the time. But when I do, that's what it is. Oh, and let's come on. Let's call this what this is. Don't play at the clubs. Don't play at the private parties. Don't play at the yacht party. Don't play anywhere you go. Anywhere you go, they expect a certain type of music. Anywhere you go. And if you don't play it to the level of their expectation, you're not getting rebooked. Okay? It would be nice in a perfect world if you could just go somewhere and they're like, we brought this DJ in because, I don't know, he just plays stuff we never heard before. He's dope. That would be an amazing world. I was just talking to my partner about this. I'm like, you know, all the majority of stuff that I play when I'm not DJing clubs or private events, like when I'm just like driving in my car, there's no way I could play that stuff at a party. There's no way. It would be nice. It would be nice though, but there's no way. It's sad. It's a sad state of affairs. And I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be, I don't even know if we can change it. Yeah, there's some things that pop up, but okay. So there's this great club called Utopia. It's run by one of my super old friends, KG Superstar, and they are an eclectic, okay, like soulful house, like outdoor, summer vibe party. It's amazing. Okay, it's amazing. Eclectic, key word. Okay, I want you to remember that, because when I tell you, they will only be so eclectic. So if you come in there and you're not still hitting the vibe that they want, like, no, I'm not even talking about like the promoters, like, or KG. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the people that go. If you are still not hitting the vibe that's their expectation, they're going to let you know. So even the most eclectic clubs don't really want you to be that eclectic. They want you to be as eclectic as they will allow. Grocery store raves. I just think it's, where have I been going lately? There's been a couple of stores that I walk in an airplane. They play the best music. I've Shazammed so many things from places. But a grocery store, well, I mean, at the rate that they're charging us, they should be able to afford a DJ. Every DJ needs their own vibes. That's fine. In a perfect world. And B-Boy, Mac, I'm going to say this about you. Anytime you write something, I want you to put right at the end of your sentence, in a perfect world. And then we don't have to argue. Just put in a perfect world after everything you say. Like, I'm done with my thought. Now I'm going to put it in a perfect world. Okay. Let me see what's been said. By the way, I've been seeing the super chats come through, guys. Thank you so much. I know PJ, Waddy J. There was one more earlier too. Thank you. I appreciate that, guys. Honestly, that means a lot. Because Oh, by the way, my dog's. Yo Ving Migs. Did I pronounce that right? Or is it Yvonne? I don't know. I don't want to. He did that too. Let's see. He said, I've been DJing for about 7 years and I've been noticing that I use the same transition, echo, filters, effects. EQ is my go-to, but how can I up my game on that? What advice can I give you? Bay Area DJ. That's a tough one. I mean, a lot of effects. I use the same effects too. I use EQ. I use high pass filter. I use echo. Those are my top three. And I use reverb sparingly. That's it. Those are the ones I use. And then I just keep changing. And look, I think there's ways to do it. So if you're only doing blends, right? Like your entire set is blends. There's only so many ways to do it. Because I think the way I get away from it becoming really formulaic is because I'll drop it on the one sometimes. I'll stem out, let the crowd sing, drop the new track on. Where I'm not having to echo out, where I'm not having to do an EQ or a high pass filter. But I mean, if you have 3 or 4, I think you're okay. I think I'm actually always amazed at the amount of effects that these DJ vendors or manufacturers come out with, because I know the majority of people use what's on that first section. Okay. So whatever the default is, that's majority of people, that's what they use. Most people aren't going in and changing the effects, and making them custom. They're just going to use what's there. And what's there? Echo, reverb. There's a high pass filter knob. There's potentially a break, those are the ones. That's what people use. So I don't know. I wouldn't stress over it too much. But just try to rotate your effects. But I think effects in general, using them too much can actually work against you. That's why I'm saying do things like scratching in the beat, dropping it on the one, doing a platter stop on one side as a new beat comes in. Look, there's a lot of manual things that you can do. And by the way, one other tip. It's a tip I was told when I was younger too. If you find yourself using the same effects, just spend a few parties. Don't even use the effects. Don't use the effects. And then it'll force you to become more creative, in what you do. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, see, people are saying stems all day, tried and true backspin. I mean, it's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. Just do your thing. All right, mixed vocals, not beats. We live in an imperfect world. Mixed vocals, not beats. I feel like mixing vocals, not beats, is going to have a lot of people train wrecking. That's what I feel. All right, so that's Philip. They're having a conversation. On the 30 in Sherman Oaks has some of the most incredible playlists we've ever seen. Okay, I'll check that out. Every DJ has his own vibe. Issue is some people want to listen to the same records. Not some people, most people. Now, I think the EDM DJs, I think they figured it out. You know, everybody's always saying you're not a DJ, you're just a producer, but they figured it out. They made their own music as artists. So the fans love the artist. So then when they DJ, they can play all the music they want to play because it's stuff that they made. It's a win-win. How many DJs do you know are producing their own music and they're able to DJ it? How many hip hop R&B DJs? You see what I'm saying? I feel like DJs, B-boys, breakers, graffiti, I think we're so into this whole, you know, it's my way or the highway thing that we've created our own problems. Like, again, now I know this year has been a little different. There's been a lot of older artists that have been coming out with music, and it's been really, really good. You know, De La Soul's new album was really good. But in general, the way we look at DJs or artists is like, oh, hip hop artists? No, after 30. No, 35, 40. Oh, no, they're too old now. They're not cool anymore. They're not cool. Neither is a lot of these rock stars. But yet they still make music. They still get people to their concerts. They still win Grammys and all the other stuff. Old as hell. But for whatever reason, we try to come out with stuff. Like, I mean, they literally come out with new albums at like 75 years old. And people are like, I got to buy this album. I got to buy this album. Meanwhile, us people at 40 are like, hey, I just made this new album. What do you think? Oh, get out of here, you boomer. Get out of here, you old ass. But I think a lot of these older people, you know, my age, you know, 40s, 50s, 60 years old, who fell in love with this hip hop culture, don't do enough to support the culture. Like, they should be wanting more. That's why I'm always like, what do you mean you're too old to make hip hop? You know, hip hop's a young man's game. What do you mean? Did all the people that grew up with hip hop, did they all die? You get what I'm saying? Like, did they all die? Oh, they're still alive. So then why can't you make music for them? Why do you have to make music for the popular stuff? That's the only thing that changes. They need to get out of the way from trying to be popular. Just make music for your people. Then you don't run out of money at 45. You know, because you expected this gravy train to last forever. And then it stopped because you kept trying to be cool and hip. Make some music for the old people. Make some music for old. Talk about how you just got a colonoscopy. You know, my 13-year-old's giving me shit. Why is the mortgage so high? You know what I'm saying? Like, give these people something that they can connect to. You know, and by the way, 40-year-olds, not 40, 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds, they don't necessarily want to hear about how you gangbang at 50 years old. Nobody wants to hear that. We want to hear evolution, evolve. Give me something else. You know? We could talk about this till we're blue in the face. most country singers. What was that one? All I want to do is drive my truck, fish, drink my beer. Was that the halftime show? We're not gonna go there. Bills by Lunch Money. Yeah, but that was that went viral, so he didn't stand a chance. He didn't stand a chance. But yes, that's a great track. And be, look, okay. I've said this before. I'll say it one more time. I know it's controversial. Okay. One of my favorite records of all time is Nas Illmatic. Okay. One of my favorite records all time. Actually, pretty much changed my life when it came to hip hop. Like he's the reason that I became such a huge East Coast hip hop guy. You know, Nas, De La, Tribe, you know, all of those. Nas keeps making music, and I'm trying to figure out how to say this without offending anybody. I can only take Nas in very small bites, like morsels. Every time Nas comes out with an album, I open it up, I play it, I'm like, okay, all right, that's a good starting song. Okay, all right, that's a good song. Okay, then obviously there's always like the signature track where I'm like, oh, that's fucking fire, right? So I put that in, that's fire. That's on repeat. But then you start listening to the other stuff, and I'm like, bro, I love you, man, but can you change your cadence up, please? Can you change your cadence up, please? Every beat is the same exact flow. So by the time I get to like the 7th song, I'm so done. I'm so done. That's my problem with Nas. That's my problem. I get bored out of my mind. People are like, Nas he's one of the gods. He's one of the best. I'm like, you're not wrong, but I cannot listen to the whole thing. I try. Anyway, but we just need to be more reasonable musically. We need to drop our egos back. Drop our egos back and say, let's just, yes, he should only do EPs. He should be dropping 3 to 5 song EPs. That's it. People hated U2 at the Madison Square Garden Sphere. Oh, the MSG Sphere. Because it was all new songs. Well, that's their fault. Yeah, you don't do the Sphere, which is like the most touristy spot in America, and not play the hit. Vegas is the place where people from the entire country go to have fun. So why would you assume that anybody in Vegas is not a tourist or not somebody that's just doing it for the weekend and they want to hear all this new stuff? Nobody wants to hear all this new stuff. Nobody wants to hear all this new stuff. Oh, no. I'm not saying Nas isn't capable. I know he won a Grammy. That's okay. But some of these Grammys that some of these people are winning, I'm like, are they only winning it because they released the album? I'm not even convinced that the people who vote on the Grammys should even be voting on the Grammys, because there are people that won even this year where I'm like, I don't know how you can do that. I don't know how you didn't vote for these people right here. You voted for the worst of all 7 artists. Mixed rap vocals with EDM. They've done that before. They've done it with EDM. They've done it with dubstep. They've done it with jungle. They've done it with. It's always been done, but just it doesn't take hold. It doesn't take hold. That's funny. That's really funny. Uh, uh yeah. I mean, look, Lil Jon evolved. He evolved. And I'm all for it. You know, like he made his money, he did his thing, and then he's like, I'm over here now. And I never take like I always appreciated people like you know, like David Bowie, Beastie Boys, D'Angelo, Prince, where every album was completely different than the previous album. Like completely different. And I wish we could have that more, you know, in a perfect world. But now everything's fast food. Give it to me. I need it. Cool. All right. That's great. What else you got? Come on. Well, I'd like to spend a couple of years working on this album. No. We need a new album now. We need a new album right now. But I just released that album 7 months ago. We need a new album right now. But the new Redman album is great. I've already checked it out. I was that's in my gem playlist. Like legitimately. And the one with him and KRS-One, that's my favorite song. Yeah. Redman has too much talent for people to not really appreciate how good he is. You know, because him, Method Man, they're all the same. They're all just like, they're just so damn talented. Anyway. Well, yeah. Yeah, and that's a problem. And that is a problem. My daughter wants to be a singer. She's a dancer. Naturally, she's also a very good singer. So naturally, it just kind of progresses into the two, which is why I started to go back into production again so I could start working on some stuff for her. And, but even as I'm working on it, Tyler, the Creator is absolutely an artist. 100% agree with you, Rusty Records. But even as I'm like working through stuff, I'm just sitting there going, every like 10 minutes of like, because you have to relearn all this stuff. It's like, it's not like riding a bike, production stuff, strangely enough. You have to relearn this stuff and new technology comes out. You got to learn that again. And I'm like, why am I spending all my time doing this? Oh, that's right. Because I love making music. I love being creative. But why am I doing this again? Because I can just hit a button and then the song will just come out. Your song needs switch ups. Man, I know that. I have a whole ass album on I mean, it was made in 2003 or 4, but check 1, 2. There's a whole album on Apple Music. There's some on YouTube. I think it's on Spotify. And change ups were our thing. Absolutely. Anyway, play it. You play it. Busta Rhymes. Well, you guys already know. Busta Rhymes is one of my all-time favorite performers. And to this day, one of the best performing rappers in the world. Every time I see him live, he's that good. Him and Spliff Star is like watching like poetry happen. Oh, it's under Check 1 2. That was the name of our group. Same name as our DJ company. Busta is genuinely one of the best. One of the best. One of my favorite tours was Roots Come Alive tour. I went to the first one at the House of Blues in Hollywood. And if you know anything about House of Blues, it no longer exists in Hollywood. They tore it down. There's still one in Anaheim, not the same. But in the Roots Come Alive tour, it was like, who was on it? It was Busta. It was the Roots. It was Talib Kweli. Old Kanye. Common. And that was like Common when he had just released Electric Circus. By the way, such an underrated album. Electric Circus by Common is one of my all-time favorite albums. Just totally underrated. Who else? Yeah, bud. He kind of does look like Tracy Morgan with that belly. And I'm not sure all the pictures. I'm like, where is Ozempic Buster? And because some days I'm like, oh, okay, Ozempic Buster. And other days I'm like, where'd the belly come from all of a sudden? Like, it's crazy. But no, he's super talented. Yeah. And every album he comes out with has been good. Every album. When he was Common Sense. Yeah. Actually, at that point, he had stopped it. He dropped Common Sense after, I think he might have dropped it like after Can I Borrow $1? Because he got sued by that. It was like a rock band called Common Sense. Anyway. Oh man. All right. So, this is fun, guys, and I appreciate you being on here. However, if you have any more questions, ask right now, because I do have a 1:00 call and I have to go let my dogs out, and they got to go to the bathroom. I'm really getting tired of these people with no cars. I shouldn't even look at my phone. Before he did that movie with Latifah. Oh, you're talking about the basketball movie. What's it called? Yeah, the basketball movie though. I know exactly what you're talking about, which I actually liked. It was cute. I think he's gotten better. I think he's gotten better as an actor, but he's still really like one dimension. Like every time I see Common, it's Common every time. Have I used the slab? Yes, I talked about the slab. Came in late. Well, I love the slab. I love the slab. Like, I love the slab. And I've been able to use it on other things too, because you can MIDI map it. I love the slab. Okay. However, I am going to go because I got to let the dogs out. Who? I know that's what you're thinking of. I let the dogs out and I got to eat something before my 1:00 call. I think it's 1. Yes, it is. So many calls, so many meetings. So I appreciate it. I noticed that the one guy who came on to talk about gear never responded. I'm very sad about that. Just right. Yes. I'm very sad about that because I talked about my dog and not DJ gear. But you see what happens if I think about it this way, guys. Especially when I see people say, good show today, CT. Think about it this way. If I only got on here, and the reason why I changed it to the Cleveland Terry Show, because it's more of a podcast and it's open-ended. It's about Cleveland Terry. When it was Tech Thursday, then it was just about pretty much DJing. And the people were like, I don't like you do. So I'm like, well, I don't want to talk about DJ gear for 2 hours straight. So bam, now it's the Cleveland Terry Show. But think about this. If it were just a tech show, we wouldn't have gotten to half the stuff we were talking about today. Half the stuff. Because all I would be doing is answering tech questions the entire time. And remember when we used to do that? I literally, people would go, I'd have people like texting me like after the shows, like, oh my God, how do you keep answering the same questions over and over and over again every single week. Like, I don't know how you can do that. You get what I'm saying? And I don't need guests on my show, B-Boy. And I'll explain why. Every time I bring on guests, I watch my viewer count drop. Like, it'll drop like in half. The moment the guest leaves the show, the numbers go back up. If you can explain to me why that is, I will be more than happy to bring guests on. But it never works. Never works. I would love to bring guests on. So that's why I don't bring guests on. It's unfortunate. Lots of talking about walls and lighting. Huh, okay. I try not to get into the weeds, because when you get into the weeds, in my opinion, that's how you lose out on viewers. Because think about this. If I walk into a show and I come in late and I'm like, well, you see, you have to take the XLR and then you have to put that with the wireless DMX, and then you have to go into people are going to be like, okay, I don't even know where to begin. But if they come in and I'm like, hey, yeah, this is what I experienced at DJ, and this is what I experienced on this. This is what I did on this. This is what I did on this. This is what I think, blah, blah, blah. People just tend to it resonates more with people. Yeah, that too, Versa. That too. And I also know that there's a lot of people that will watch this show later on. I get a lot of afternoon and evening shows. So every time, it's funny because every time I do an evening show or a late day show, people are always like, I finally get to watch you live, because they always watch it after the fact. So, I try to keep it fun. I know I play in the background for a lot of people. Some people they don't even comment. They just listen, which every time I hear that, oh yeah, me and my wife turn you on. That did not come out right. But every time somebody says, I turn it on, and yeah, it's on while me and my wife are having breakfast or whatnot, or eating lunch. Like, I am so honored by that, because that's something that I just never expect. Okay. Honestly, I never expect that. And if somebody's willing to do that, that's dope as hell. And I appreciate every single person, for just being around, and all of you guys that come here every single time, and you're just here and you're loyal. Even when I'm like, guys, I can't even do a show for 2 months. And then, it took a couple of weeks to get the numbers way up, but it did. I can't complain about that. Have Sydney Sweeney on. Then nobody would be listening to anything we're saying. So I appreciate all of you. And, we have a lot of stuff coming. Maybe if my dog hadn't died and we got a new dog, and my wife, she works 3 days out of the week and I work from home, which means that I am, I can only leave the dogs in the crate for so long. I'm literally going to get off this, go open the crate up, take my dog out. He's got to go pee. And then I'm going to have some lunch. And then I'm on calls for 4 hours, for the next 4 hours, which I will have to take in my living room or my dining room so I can watch my dog. So thank you guys. Scotland, thank you so much. We're international here, folks. International. And I did see the numbers at a certain point, especially when I was going on my rant. I don't know how that worked, but I was going on my rant, and it had jumped up to 120, 130 people. So, hey, let's get back there. I've always said that if the right-minded people come to this show, the numbers can be considerably higher. But I cannot just have old grumpy DJs here. I can't, because then it won't grow. And I cannot just talk about Talk about the Rev 7. Talk about the Rain Performer. Talk about hey, I'm late. Did you talk about the Rev 7 yet? Like, if I do that, like, the numbers will never grow. And as much as I appreciate just talking to you guys, I want to talk to everybody. I think there's some value to this, you know? And I'm seeing people say preach and all this stuff in the chat. There's value to this. Maybe more people need to hear it. So you guys don't forget to like it on your way out, and also share the stream. You know, if something had happened that you liked on this show, literally go to that point in time and then just share that with people, and you can start at that time. You know, and then they'll be able to just hear what you have to say. You know, because I try to edit and repost, but like sometimes it's hard. Can we all agree that we need a segment on best comfortable dress shoes for our formal events? I'm bringing these now. My Nikes. They're squishy. So I wear normal shoes when I'm out, and then when I'm just standing behind the booth, I put these on. I'm always working on scratching, but I'm also working on LED walls and, you know, the 400 events that we have every year and all the production. Like, it's just tough. It's tough. So okay. Last thing I will say, and then I will go. Everybody's different. Okay. Everybody's completely different, but here's my take on scratching. I want to be proficient at scratching. I don't need to be the best at scratching. Okay. I appreciate it when I see it, when I see amazing people and they're doing their thing. I'm like, that's so dope. However, when it's all said and done, the important thing is, are the people dancing? So I focus more on my curation than I do on my scratching now, where before it was completely flip-flopped. Now I flip it around. More on curation, less on scratching. And also, like, I'm doing more custom edits for myself, because I think that's the way, that's going to be the real way that you kind of separate yourself out from other DJs, which is why Serato Studio and things like Slab come into play. Because if you spend all of your time downloading, and there's nothing wrong with downloading edits or intros, outros, nothing wrong with that. So don't take this and go, he said, don't ever download BeatSource again. I didn't say that. But if you're just pulling the same edits that everybody else pulls every single time, what separates you from the other DJs? You know, if it feels like you're playing. So, and people will say, well, you can give me the same 20 songs you gave them and I'm going to DJ them differently. And that's true. However, there's something to be said about, like, you know, just making your own vibe, creating your own style. So then when people come and they're like, oh, I haven't heard this version. Huh. Oh, that's because he does his own. Oh, so when I come to his shows, I'm going to hear something cool and different. Yes. Like, that's the kind of thing that I've always wanted to do and be consistent at. B-Boy Mac does everything. He does everything. But don't forget, in a perfect world, B-Boy Mac, in a perfect world, yeah, agreed. Kobe Bryant slip-ons. I bought these from Amazon. I think they cost me, these are Nikes, and not, like I said, they have the almost like memory foam in there. And I have another pair that I used to wear, and I was like, I wear them when I go to the beach and stuff. But these, I wore these all day long. I have a foot thing that I developed from wearing improper shoes, and it still hasn't like completely recovered. So I'm in these guys all day. Even when I drive now, I take my shoes off, I put my sandals on, and I drive with my sandals on. And then when I get out, I put my shoes back on. So this is where I am now. Pretty soon I'll have my socks all the way up to my knees, and I'll be mowing the lawn in a dress shirt. I wish this show was sponsored. I do. I do wish this show was sponsored. My sponsorships come from you guys, but I wish it was sponsored. Anyway. All right. And I'm absolutely cutting up that part in the beginning of the show with the man with the plan. That's absolutely going on one of my reels. Gout is not. It's not gout. It's not gout. I don't have gout. It's almost like a bone spur in the side of my foot, and I was wearing the wrong shoes once, and I had to wear them a couple times because it was for a corporate event. Can't say the corporate name because then you'll know the shoes. So anyway, they were because they were uncomfortable, and I was like, oh, these are kind of uncomfortable, and then I started wearing my other shoes, and I'm like, why? I'm still feeling this thing on the side of my foot. And it just got worse and worse and worse. And then finally, I started wearing the sandals more, and then it started to heal, but it's still not there because as you get older, the joy of getting older is not that you injure yourself. The joy is that it takes forever for it to feel better. I feel like Wolverine in his last movie. Like, I'm not healing. I'm not healing. I don't, it's not the same. So everything I have a shoulder pain. Doesn't stop me from going to the gym though. I have a shoulder pain that every so often when I stop, like it gets a little better, but I can't spend, 6 months outside of the gym. There's no way. So I have to just take it easy and really kind of change up my workouts. The feet, I gotta go on my walks. I gotta exercise. I gotta be on my feet. Check out BPC 157. Is that like a Ozempic for bone spurs? Oh, it's peptide. I'm gonna put it in right now so I don't forget it. Ah, okay. All right, I'll give it a try. I know. I saw the needles. Are they all needles? They don't have a pill? They don't have a pill? And watch, side effects are like pain in your foot. I love these new commercials where they're like, side effects are, it's like, heart attacks. Take this drug to prevent heart attacks. Side effects may include heart attacks. Make it make sense. All right, y'all. I got to be the responsible dad. And, well, honestly, I know what the problem is. I know what one of the problems is. One of the biggest problems for me is, I've learned this because when I went on my cleanse and I cut out all the sugars and I started eating right, my inflammation dropped to nothing. I have been partaking in a little bit more alcohol, and in having the sweets, and that's like instant. So I've slowly been weaning off and cutting it back down because I have a full on summer thing to do. I have lidocaine patches that I use also. And anyway, it gave me hiccups that is crazy that you had hiccups from a lidocaine shot. I don't have gout. No way. I've always eaten healthy. It's not gout. It's literally, it's the bone on the side of my foot, on the outside of my foot. It's fine. Like I'll walk around, everything's fine. It's only when I wear certain shoes where the angle is a little too tight that it like irritates the bone. That's all. But like, it's fine. Don't have gout. You need this. Don't even put that in the air. That's crazy. It must have been just a shot because I've never experienced that with the patches. And I guarantee you that that shot's going to be amazing. I don't like shots. We'll see. Anyway, guys, it's been fantastic. Gout is from eating. Well, I mean, look, it's excess. Yeah, a lot of people get gout from like high sodium, high, a lot of beef. People that eat like tons and tons of beef, they're more susceptible to gout too. So it just depends. But I'm not that way. I mean, I've had a very, very balanced diet as far as, you know, I have turkey, I have chicken, I have beef. I mean, we don't do pork, but yeah, use an insulin needle. Feels like a mosquito bite. All right. Y'all, next thing you know, I'll be hitting the steroids. Oh, beer too? I don't drink beer, so I've never had that problem. Yeah. It's always the same people. The same people that get gout. Oh, really? Grapevine? Oh, it's too bad. It's always the same people. The people that get gout always have like the same, in general. I don't know what Grapevine looks like, but in general, they always have the same physique. Always the same physique. And it's always like a lot of times it's the beer belly. I don't want to do TRT. I've done really well naturally, honestly. And I played football when I was, young. So, it could be a bunion. It absolutely could be a bunion, Dave. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't really want to do TRT. And there's so many like good and bad things about it. I don't know. I don't need it yet. Like I'm still seeing results when I'm at the gym, and I don't go to the gym for 5 hours a day. I'm still seeing results when I hit the gym, when I do all the things. So I'm like, I don't really need to have that kind of stuff. Maybe one day, but I don't know. To me, it always feels like a slippery slope. I don't know why, but it feels like a slippery slope for me. Again, remember, everybody's different. I have a compulsive behavior when it comes to things. Like if there's sugar in the house, I'm going to eat all the sugar. Like I lack discipline. So it can be in the house. It just needs to be away from me, like behind a cabinet. If I see it, I want to eat it. So that's the discipline part. All right, y'all. I got to get out of here. Hey, hopefully you guys have great parties this weekend. We have another crap ton of parties, 2 LED walls, some stage coverings, so much stuff, and some very, very high maintenance party planners this week. So anyway, I will see everybody next week. Let's see, what's next Thursday? Next Thursday. Yeah, we're good. We have nothing going on. So I will see everybody next Thursday. I just judged battles last Friday. Oh, I just did that one. Literally last Friday. I was on the TMT battle. So you missed it. I don't know if I'm going to be involved anymore. Typically it's one per season. So we'll see. All right, y'all. Got to get out of here. Hey, have great parties this weekend if you are working, and hopefully I got some stuff coming out. I keep saying it and things just sit there because every time, maybe I shouldn't have. It's 13-year-olds. Don't have 13-year-olds. Don't have new dogs. And don't get married. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Peace out.